Hi guys. So today I'm going to film a little wrap up. Just books I've been reading recently because I haven't done a wrap up since literally July. I'm not doing all the books from August, but I did want to talk about like two that stood out or that I was like excited about. And then I'll talk about my September and October books. But I want to like try to keep it brief because honestly, I don't remember a lot because like I've been so bad. I haven't book journaled in so long, and usually that's how I like remember my specific thoughts about books, and I haven't done that. So like I know nothing. There's multiple books where I'm probably just gonna be like, this is what I rated this. I couldn't even tell you what it's about probably. Sorry about that. Like the books I read in October, I can remember, and I had a good selection. So first of all, the two books I want to talk about that I read in August. First, I read The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. This book was so good. I rated it 4 stars, maybe a 4.5, honestly. Like the story of this book was just compelling. Like Kristen Hanna, she writes a damn good story. It's set in Alaska in 1970, and her name is Lenny, and she's kind of caught in the middle of her parents' relationship. They don't have the healthiest relationship, and they move to Alaska, and they're in a very remote area. The part about Alaska was really cool, like the setting in the wilderness. It made me want to go to Alaska and also never go to Alaska because some of the stuff that happens is like really scary. Like you're so used to always having cell service, always having like a neighbor around. You don't get that here. You are literally on your own. You probably have to produce your own food. It was just really crazy, and part of the synopsis on the back that I feel like really encapsulates the story, it says, where a family learns the truth about the wildness that lives in both man and nature. Like it's kind of the contrasting themes of like the way that people can act and how that can harm you, and then the way that like the wilderness is and how that can harm you. I know, it was super interesting, and I would highly recommend it. Especially I feel like it's a good book for like winter time. Maybe, I don't know if everybody else is like me, but like I like to read books that feel right for the season, and I feel like this one does. And then I read Foxglove. This is the other book I wanted to talk about from August. Foxglove by Adalyn Grace. It's the second book to Belladonna, which was one of my 5-star reads. I love that book, and the cover of this, and then just wait till I take the dust jacket off. It's actually stunning. Well, like, first of all, yes, and then literally one of the prettiest books I own. And I rated this 4 stars. I'm not even gonna say what it's like about because it's the second in a series, so you know, you have to read the first one. But I didn't like it as much as the first book, but I really loved the first book. So it wasn't bad. I just don't think it was quite as compelling because I think the first book had more mystery. Like the mystery was more interesting and more of like a driving plot than in this book. Nonetheless, I still enjoyed it. I really like her writing, and like just the way that she creates this world and this story, I think is really, really good. So I would still recommend reading this. And I should have done a better job at like reading like a recap or a summary of Belladonna because I was definitely confused with some stuff and like couldn't remember things. So I think that impacted it as well, which was totally my fault. Whatever. Okay, now we move into September. The books I read. I read 5 books in September. First, I read Business or Pleasure by Rachel Lynn Solomon. This book was not what I thought it was gonna be. All the other Rachel Lynn Solomon books I've read, I have really, really liked. And they've been just like funny, like witty rom-coms. But this one was a little bit more intense. Like, this one was adult. Let's just say that. And I should have known that by reading like the summary, but I guess I like didn't really read it that much before I started it. Basically, the main characters like meet and have a one-night stand, and it was like really bad for her. Like the guy was not skilled. And then they meet again and they end up having to work together, and he's like, it doesn't have to be awkward just because like we had one really good night together and she was like, babe, I hate to tell you, but it wasn't good for me. And so basically she's like teaching him how to be better. Yeah, so there was a lot of smut in this book. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't great. If that sounds good, like I would recommend it. It wasn't like badly written or anything. I rated it 3 stars. So it wasn't bad, it just wasn't a favorite. Then I read Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. I was not expecting to love this as much as I did. I've read her other 2 books and like I liked them, but I didn't love them. I didn't like connect to them a lot, but this book I feel like I actually connected to quite a bit. And I read this so long ago, I don't really remember parts of it very well, but like, do you see how many little pages I have like folded down with like stuff that stuck out to me? Basically, I feel like just about like 4 young people like in their 20s, figuring their life out, figuring their relationships out. And I just feel like there were a lot of themes in this book and things that the characters were struggling with and dealing with that I really related to. And so I really, really, really liked this book. I gave it 4 stars and I wasn't expecting that. And it also, it gets fairly long and it didn't feel long to me because, I don't know, I was worried that I was gonna like not like this and not be able to get through it, but I was so wrong and I loved it and I would highly recommend it. But only like certain people. You know, like if you need a strong plot and like strong, really like fun, likable characters, don't read this. I don't think you're gonna like it. But I did. Then I read Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter because I believe it's one of the only books I haven't read by her, maybe the only one. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I gave it 3.5, so it was good, but I just definitely have enjoyed her other books that I've read much more. I can't even like pinpoint what it was. I feel like I thought maybe it was a little bit of immaturity and maybe some miscommunication that was bugging me. I remember there was something that bugged me, but I don't remember what it was. It's really helpful, I know. But I gave it 3.5 stars, so it was good. It just wasn't a favorite. And then I read Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. I genuinely don't remember a single thing about this book. I don't even remember the plot. I don't remember it at all. What did I rate it? I gave it 3 stars. This woman wakes up in a hospital and she can't move or speak or anything, but she can hear people around her and she doesn't remember what happened. I kind of remember now. I just didn't love it. Like, it was good and I think I finished it in like a day. It definitely kept me on the edge of my seat, but I didn't love it as a whole. And I think as like how the mystery unraveled, it just like, you know, sometimes it's just not a satisfying ending to you. And I feel like that's how this one was. Like, it just didn't, when I read a thriller and I finish it, I want to be like, oh, like that was so good. Like, how'd they come up with that? But like, I don't feel like that happened with this one. But it wasn't bad. So if you want a thriller that's gonna like, you're gonna want to finish it in a day, maybe go for this one. But I would recommend one of her other books. I'd recommend Rock, Paper, Scissors over this one, 100%. But yeah, 3 stars, so not bad, just not my fave. And then the last book I read in September was Midnight at the Blackbird Cafe, which I gave 3.5 stars. This was a really cute, small, ow. Oh my God, I got my flu shot and COVID vaccine yesterday and I forgot, owie. Anyway, it's just like a small town, cutesy southern community book. Does that make any sense? Again, I'm struggling to remember the specifics, but the main character, I think her name is Anna Kate. She like goes to this small town in the South in Alabama that her mom had like run away from, and so she didn't have like good thoughts of this place because of her mom, but she was like settling her grandmother's estate because she passed away, and she ends up having to like take over the Blackbird Cafe. And there's this pie that everybody loves, and she has to like figure out how to make the pies, but there's a little bit of magical realism in the book, which I really liked. And like, it reminded me of Sarah Addison Allen. It gave me those vibes if you've read one of her books. There's a little bit of romance, but basically about her just kind of finding her place in this community where she like has family roots. Yeah, and it was cute. I liked it. I didn't connect super hard, which is why I gave it 3.5 and not 4. But I would still recommend it. And then we get into October, and I read a lot of good books in October. Lots of fall spooky books. Not even spooky, but just like fall vibes. First, I read The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I gave it 4 stars. I loved it. The main character she gets like summoned to this house called the Never House? I don't remember what it's called, but it has a name. And she goes there and there's like, it's really big. It's like an estate. And so it has people that work there, like servants, I guess. And then there's like this old gay couple. And then there's 3 young witches. And like the couple hired her to like train the witches. Because Lillian is the owner of the estate and like a witch, but she's gone for the time being, so they need someone to like keep the other witches in line and like teach them what to do. But witches aren't supposed to be together because they don't want to draw attention to themselves, so she's kind of like doing this under the radar and like not letting her, not like her, almost like her supervisor. She's like the head of the Society of Irregular Witches. She's like not telling her about this because she's technically not supposed to be with other witches and she's with 3 witches. I'm explaining this really poorly, but just know she's a witch. It's cute. She finds a community and there is a romance subplot. What more can you want? And then, this is my favorite book that I've read recently, I feel like. The 7-Year Slip. I gave The 7-Year Slip 4.5 stars. It was so good. Oh my god. I had heard such good things about it and I saw it at the library and I was like, I need it. It's about Clementine. She's living in New York City. She works in like the publishing industry and she moves into her late aunt's apartment because it was left to her. And the apartment has this little quirk where it goes back 7 years into the past and she meets this guy there. They like obviously connect there, but then that's 7 years in the past and she never knows if when she opens the door to the apartment, she doesn't know if she's going to be 7 years in the past and be able to see him or if she's going to be in the future where she like doesn't know where he is, doesn't know what he's doing, if he even remembers her, because for him it's been 7 years, for her it's been 20 minutes. But it was just so good. I loved it so much. I thought they were so cute together. He was a chef and it made me realize like I need a husband that's a chef. Like that would be nice. But yeah, if you're looking for a really cute romance book, this is the one. It was so good. And then I read Drizzle, Dreams, and Love Struck Things, which I've never heard anything about, but I saw it at the library and the cover was super cute. And I saw someone say on Goodreads that it was like kind of like Gilmore Girls. And I was like, I'm getting it. So it's about these 4 sisters. They're all Indian and they live in, like their dad runs an inn. So I think that's kind of like the Gilmore Girls vibe, you know? But they all live there, they like help out. And it follows each sister throughout a season. So like one of them is during fall, one of them is winter. And it follows each of them and then like their like relationships. And I really liked it. It was super cute. I loved all the sisters. They were all really fun characters, but I gave it 3.5 stars because I feel like one of the stories was like just not developed enough. Like compared to the other 3, it felt like it was just kind of like put together quickly. Like it didn't feel as developed as the other ones. And so that's why I gave it 3.5 and not 4. Because also like you're not getting that much detail into each of them because they only get like 80 pages each. So, or no, like 100 pages each. Obviously most romance books the couple gets an entire book, but not in this one. But I just like took it for what it was and I still really liked it. I would definitely recommend it. I loved how it went through the different seasons and I loved the inn aspect of it. It's set in like the Pacific Northwest too, so like the scenery is good. I would definitely recommend it. And then I read Shady Hollow, which I gave 4 stars. I loved this book. It's a cozy mystery, but all the characters are little woodland animals and like this little community. It was so cute. I'm like, I wish I had this book when I was a child because like I would have loved it. And there's more, so I'm definitely gonna read some of the other ones. But basically a murder happens. And so the main character, she's a fox. Her name is Vera. And she is trying to figure out what happened in her little tight-knit community where nothing ever happens. But now there's a murderer among them. But it was really cute. It's not anything like too dark. It was really loved, like picturing it in my head. It was so cute. I loved it. And then I read The Kiss Curse, which is the second book to the Ex Hex. And I gave it 4 stars. I loved The Ex Hex, so I loved this. It's literally a rom-com, but witchy. Like the main girl is a witch and the town is kind of magical. It's a college town, but it's like run with magic, and there's like normal college, but then also like witches go there. But it's during the fall and they always have like a fall festival, and so it's just super festive and fall, and I really liked the romance and I gave it 4 stars. I don't know if I said that. Yeah, I loved it. Side note, I really wanted to make a fall book recommendation video, but I just like have not had the chance, and now I'm like, it's too late. Like fucking Halloween is almost over, so I'm so sorry I didn't do that. I've been failing. I've just been busy, and like when I do have free time, I'm like tired and need to lay down, and I don't have, sorry about the lighting, I don't have like the energy to like sit here and talk, but for some reason I do have the energy right now. I don't know. Then 2 more. I read The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson, which is like the 4th book in the Truly Devious series. It's the same character, but a different plot because the other plot got resolved. She goes to this summer camp and she's solving the mystery because there's like murders that happened there a long time ago at this summer camp. And I really liked it. Like I loved the Truly Devious series. It kept me on the edge of my seat. But this one, it was good as I was reading it, but the resolution of it again, like wasn't satisfying to me. It felt kind of out of nowhere. I don't know. I just didn't love the way that it ended. Some people might, but I didn't. And so I gave it 3 stars, but I still enjoyed it. Like I had fun reading the book and trying to like figure it out myself, even though I was wrong, but like it was still fun. And then lastly, I'm actually not done with it, but I wanted to include it, so I'm kind of cheating, but I'm reading A Dreadful Splendor. And I really like this so far. It reminds me of Belladonna in that it's like gothic, and I think it's perfect for fall. The main character, she's like a con woman a little bit. She like does seances, is that how you say it, for grieving people, but like they kind of frame it as, it was like something she learned from her mom. They frame it as like they're helping these people get over their grief, even if what they're saying isn't true. At least they're like helping them and like letting them come to peace so they can move on with their lives. So maybe not 100% ethical, but what is. But she gets hired to go to this estate and do a seance to help like the lord of the estate. He's grieving his wife, and one of his servants, I think it's like his lawyer actually, is like, you need to come here and help him because he's a mess. But then she gets there and the lord is like, I actually want you to help me figure out who murdered my wife, because I don't think she committed suicide. I think someone killed her, and you're gonna do the seance to try to pick out who did it and make them confess during the seance. So there's like, she's trying to appease the lawyer and also appease the lord without like either of them knowing what she's actually doing, because they have like differing reasons for the seance, if that makes sense. But it's really good so far. I'm really liking it. And yeah, I just wanted to include that one because I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow or today, which will be October still. So yeah, those are all of the books that I've read in the past 3-ish months, even though I didn't do all of my August books, but who cares? Super quick before we go, I want to show, I ordered the UK edition of A Curse for True Love. I haven't read it yet because I want to finish that book, but I will be starting this the minute that I finish, and I'm so excited. And also look at how beautiful, like, this could be the prettiest book I own. This or Foxglove, I'm not sure, but wow. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this. I just wanted to show that because I know a lot of people have been reading it. I've been trying to stay away from spoilers though. I don't want to know what people think. I want to form my own opinion. But yeah, that's everything. I hope that you enjoyed. Maybe you got a good book recommendation. I hope you found one in here that you might want to read. Let me know what your favorite book that you've read recently was. And hopefully I'll see you in a video soon.